and start your competitive journey at fce.gg/s4.
Welcome back, one and all. Zoe here, joined by Jake and Jack, and we're getting ready for more Overwatch action. Also, we're all Roger because we need the love, and Roger has been receiving a lot of it today. So we want a piece of the cake, isn't that right, boys?
Hell yeah. I'm proud to be a Roger.
Sure.
Yeah, today's
a fan of Roger. I mean,
Roger.
He put up a ridiculous game there on the Soj, on the Widow, on everything he was touching in that series. He just had the god hand. So definitely understand the team being hype on the hit scan. It's a good place to be.
The god hands. Do you need him to go full French and like add it to his name?
Please don't put
Well, you don't like that, huh? That's crazy, bro.
No, I think Jake is like the #1 hater of that.
The #1 hater of putting god hand in your name.
If you want to... No, I have no transition there. I did want to...
have the god hand.
If you have god hands, or you think you have god hands, you too can maybe try and be Jake's most hated player in FACEIT.com/FACEIT League. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you can make it all the way to OWCS, right? You can funnel up
just
to
the
pyramid, and then we will take your name completely apart on broadcast because you have god hands in your hand.
I will respect it.
If
you make it to the land with GDH in your land, in your name, like I respect, you know, I real see real. Like I can't talk smack on that.
He'll be shaking his fist back.
But he will be regardless. Teams which are making it to the top here of our NA bracket are, of course, O3 Splash and Nightmare. They're finding themselves in the upper bracket final. Nightmare, the team that we all thought is gonna have a fairly easy run through this bracket. However, in their semi-final match, you know,
it was close.
They had a slower start, let's put it that way. But first, let's talk about the opposition, O3 Splash. I mean, insane performance, Jake, yesterday from their DPS department. Peace and Sugurero, they were just lights out. Like, they were farming.
Yeah, Peace and Sugu were tips of the spear there, like in the aggression. Painkiller looked really rock solid on the tank too, like the aggression with the Mauga. They looked like one of the best teams in the tournament playing that style that others have shied away from, right? Like most other teams have gone a different direction, but they have the confidence in this aggression as well with Len subbing in, like I think not even expecting to play. The support lineup also looked great. So I think O3 Splash is definitely a team as candidate for making this upset against Nightmare, who are, it's fair to say, our tournament favorites.
Yeah, I mean, look, Peace had an insane game, bro. Like an insane game on the Genji. I'd be pretty scared, but then again, like you are against Nightmare, and like you said, Zoe, like they look fallible too. They had a slow
why though?
Like
Oasis and Kings Row, that was so shaky. Why was that so shaky? Like, was there anything you could identify that they had to clean up for the remaining 3 maps?
Oh, it was just so weird because they play those 2 maps, you know, they're playing kind of comps. You were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for Nightmare. And then it felt like they were just like, let's have some more fun. And then Seeker pulls out like Venture and like these different picks. And then it's like, oh, okay, actually, no, this team is just a beast. Like, who's really surprised? It was very, it was just like a slow start. And I don't think that's going to really play a big factor at all in this series. I still think Nightmare are going to come out on top here against O3 Splash. I don't think it's going to be as close. I think these guys are just going to be locked in. Maybe a little bit more Venture, maybe a little bit more fun, you know? And I think everybody's expecting Nightmare to make it to the grand finals, but in what fashion? If they make it here, if they make it there with just this 3-0 right now, I think everybody's going to be pretty confident that they're just going to win as well. The whole thing.
Well, the players are ready for this one. So are we. Let's talk about the map set, guys.
Let's talk about the map set. It's the same map set. Oasis, Kings Row, Sabi, New Junk City, and Shambali Monastery. Oh yeah, we're going all the way once again. I mean, honestly, Jake, I'm going to be, I'll keep it 100 with you. I'm fine with that. I'm more than okay with it.
It's good maps. It's good maps. But I think as strong as Nightmare have been, we've got Clear in the starting lineup. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they're going to elect to go for more of an off-tank based style. But Infected has been a real mainstay for this team. Like that's been kind of the centerpiece for them. So to put Clear in, I'm wondering what happened in that last series with Citrus. To be honest, Citrus forcing a game 5, that doesn't bode well for Nightmare. Like, Nightmare should have won that series more dominantly, and they know that themselves, right? Like, they're going to be kicking themselves for letting that get so close. So now, Nightmare, they're also becoming a believer in the Junker Queen. Super interesting to see the team still going back and forth as far as the meta, still adapting. I mean, this is like exciting to have a tournament so early after a patch where you kind of get to a window into the team's mindset as this is effectively how it is in scrims, right? Teams trying different things, trying matchups. Macaroni Glove asking the question we're all wondering, where is Infected?
Well, maybe we'll see later on. Maybe Infected gets subbed in. Not entirely sure. I'll have to check the socials as well after this. Clear on the JQ Jake against the Mauga from Painkiller, which we saw quite a lot of yesterday.
Yeah, Seeker's Genji, or rather, Seeker on getting cut down already on the Ashe, not even still alive by the time I'm saying his name. And I mean, O3 Splash, this has been their bread and butter, right? Charging in with the Mauga. It's Nightmare who have changed things up here in this series, who are making a switch up here. Coming into this upper bracket final, honestly, O3 Splash playing with confidence. Nightmare, not sure I can say the same given the roster and comp changes.
All right, point control for O3 Splash. So easy to kind of lock it down to the Mauga. There's the overrun straight into the back line. These railguns from Sugu. They looked good yesterday. Can Seeker stand up to him? That's the real question. Horrible angle to fight into, though. But Sugu, you know, recognizes the pressure coming from him right now. A good Gracie land onto the Sojourn, but where's the kill? There it is. Zera following up, clears knife. Quick as you like. Quick dash, quick melee, quick kill. Left now under a heavy duress by the Queen. Clear just kind of running through the entirety of O3 Splash right now, just separating everybody. But Painkiller comes in and just stomps him down, just ends up saving the Brig, at least for a short while. Seeker, though, with a railgun, who survives, gets a triple to end the fight.
Yeah, Claire's looking nice on the Queen, right? A lot of knife connections. Tends to be kind of the difference maker on this hero, right? If you catch a knife on one of the supports, on Sojourn perhaps, it can just quickly snowball into instant kills and get you way ahead of the fight. Left almost to the rally though, so does have the tool he needs to potentially counter Clear's Junker Queen ultimate.
Hypering deployed. Okay. Army doesn't want to get too close. There it is. Orbital Ray deployed from both sides, but instantly you can see how much damage and how much pressure Painkiller is under. That immediate anti-heal, Jake, is going to put Painkiller in an awkward spot. Somehow, though, he's staying alive throughout all of the focus fire from Nightmare. It looks so good for Clear. That Orbital Ray cannot hurt you up when you're affected by that Queen ult. They managed to see themselves through the fight, and O3 Splash come out on top and get the cap.
That was down to the wire. I think Painkiller dropped below 100 HP. That could be a very, very different fight if Nightmare did find the burst. And Clear, gonna go over, take this mirror match, even things up for Nightmare. And I think this is a place where they should all be individually confident as players. Should feel good, but I mean, O3 Splash is the team that is hungry, right? Hungry to upset Nightmare and to take their spot here in North America.
All Blade from Zera. They got a lot of ultimates available. Cage deployed, Blade pop, there's the rally as well. So much AoE damage from Peace, though, has already found Seeker, carves through Admiral, and the backline is just absolutely torn apart. O3 Splash at the hands of Peace end up winning that fight handily. I mean, Peace absolutely nuclear yesterday, repeating the same performance. I mean, look, used a lot in that fight. It's all on Hanbei now. This final fight could be just down to who gets the better orbital ray.
Yeah, Seeker needs to find something with this overclock. A lot of pressure coming in. Definitely going to be aware. O3 Splash, they're going to know this is coming. They're going to be ready to try and fight back against that Sojourn. Seeker needs to deliver.
Nightmare under a lot of trouble right now. Seeker using that overclock. There's a lot of people lining up for him, but where's the damage? Lep in the front line just swings through him. You can see the amount of assists coming through from both sides too. Everybody assisting in these kills. Just so much AoE damage coming through from both sides. O3 Splash though with a late orbital ray. Nothing Nightmare can really do. 2% away from their own as O3 Splash are going to find this first round.
That's a big round to find, and in striking fashion here where Nightmare playing some different comps, having a different tank start. Not the look you wanted to see, not their strongest foot forward here coming into the upper bracket finals. Yes, this is the upper bracket. Yes, you have more opportunities, but if this is the type of mirror meta we see, I mean, for one team to have a dominant showing would really put wind in their sails coming into that grand final.
All right, any changes here? Painkiller determined to stay on this Mauga.
his overruns have been really, really good on the Mauga. I mean, he finds so many of these big stuns, the aim, the mechanics, the tracking. I mean, that's how he can stay alive in those, you know, difficult scenarios contested by Junker Queen. He's healing up because he's got that great mechanics to continue dealing damage, even against a hero like Junker Queen.
I mean, we've seen a couple of times there when the Queen actually, you know, shouts, moves forward, tries to go for the backline, tries to target the Brig. Painkiller is kind of on top of the Queen, hits the overrun, and it's so quick now as well. Can be hard to dodge out of the way. And those stuns, yeah, guaranteeing almost a kill onto somebody that does lay flat on the ground.
Yeah, both teams posturing, not wanting to be the first one to make a mistake. Nice headshot from Seeker. Is going to put Sugu on the back foot for a moment, but still anybody's game. Both soldiers have to be so careful trying to take each other's head off here.
Be extremely cautious. Small rotation there from Nightmare, dropping down to the low ground. Seeker does take a rail and then some extra damage there. Oh, Sugu almost spots the kill. There come the Genji, straight into the back line. Nice reset. Make that another one. Sarah with a double melee kill, a rarity. Melee does do AoE damage, so you can see why Zera there with one melee got 2 kills. And a small stagger onto the Juno. Nice whip shot from Admiral. Will eventually take him out.
Well done by Nightmare. This is a point with a little bit more open space, maybe easier to play slow, harder for Painkiller to find these charges in and slam. I think there is a bit of pressure on Painkiller in this matchup, right? Generally, I think he is going to need to slam in first, going to need to find opening kills. I think a slow fight generally favors the Queen.
A lot of deflection damage there from Peace. Okay, now Orbital Ray available for Nightmare. Same with O3 Splash, slowly making their way in. Now, the dance of death, Jake. Who falls first? No one knows. It's up to the DPS most of the time. There's the Orbital Ray, used pretty early from O3 Splash. It's going to get matched, but instantly, Hanbei charging up those little micro missiles, taking him out. But Seeker with the railgun. Zera hasn't got really anybody else to kill. Seeker took everybody else out. Overclock used in the Ray means one-shotting everybody.
Clear would love to bridge this last 15% gap to the Junker Queen. Rampage could just put the last nail in the coffin here on the second round of Oasis. It's just what they needed for this fight, especially for, you know, Sojourn and Genji with ultimates. If you get anti-healed by Queen, it becomes so much harder to get aggressive, so much harder to play pace.
What?
But a deflect killing a Secret, that's huge from Peace.
It's got Blade. They've got an overclock of their own. Now they can just force the issue. Admiral has to be really careful with this rally. A stun bash onto the Genji is required here to be able to survive. Admiral still not popping this rally. Determined to maybe try and get out of here. Shout used by Clear. But there's the kills. O3 Splash. They aren't going to be able to cap instantly. Nightmare just trying to stall for as long as possible on the points. Get 99 and then tick over to OT. So Nightmare fighting for next. Didn't see an avenue to victory in this fight.
Yeah, Zera just stalls it out. They want to elect to go next. O3 Splash, though, wisely hanging on to this overclock, hanging on to the cage. They still have opportunities to win this next fight. Overclock in particular is always that variable, always creates opportunities here. Sugu has been really sharp on it. Seeker is gonna like to get off the hit scan. Gonna go for more of a backline diving style. Really an insane level of follow-up. If Clear finds a big rampage, he has great DPS behind him.
Yeah, Leb's gonna have to be very careful, close to that rally of his own. Peace is getting chunked out too, has to dash away. They can't let this go for free. No, okay, one person on the point right now for O3 Splash. Sugu, overclock, looking down from the high ground, from the perch. Looking at shooting Clear right now, forcing some CDs, forcing anything possible here. So it's harder for them to get onto the point, but Seeker actually falls. There's a blade coming up from Zera too, but has to stay alive, but no bash by Leb. 45% and counting for O3 Splash. Nightmare have got a chance to get out of here. They only popped the rally in this fight, but same could be said for Leb, so they're trading those ults at the very least.
Admiral goes down as well. Peace looking for more. Is this a little bit too deep? No, support behind him should be keeping him online. We don't only hit Sugu though.
Yeah, there's a cage coming through. Zera just get locked in place. There's the kills coming through for Peace. Sugu too, taking down Seeker. Very unconventional place to fight and use that cage, but they come out on top, so you're feeling good about yourself and putting themselves on final fight territory for this map as well.
Very scary scenario here. Nightmare gonna go over to the Mauga Reaper, take this mirror, but they're going up against the orbital ray from Hanbei. Macaroni Love 10% away. It's still kind of a scary gap, I think, to have to bridge here.
Macaroni Love.
Why is it? Is this like a? Is that
It's a streamer name? Yeah, Macaroni. I think it's Macaroing.
Like
Blade been popped on to Macaroni Love. He already gets one though. Hanbei taken down by the Juno. A trade for trade there, but Zero with the blade at the very end of it all. Sugu now trying to fight for his life against Zero. Oh, what a slice! The dash through. Sugu in the sky. Zero 180s hits the dash. Nightmare, they claimed that round, and a close round it was. O3 Splash almost with a comeback, 99 to 100%.
It's Macaroni Glove, which I kind of like.
Oh wait, it's not macroing love.
I think it's macaroni.
Macaroni
Glove.
That sounds like a Kurt.
The devs kind of killed.
That's
on
a
the,
Magic
on the
Gnome
names.
scenario, bro.
Magic Gnome. Magic Gnome 2008.
Dude, what a legend. We'll see him in OWCS soon.
Crusher 99. Rip your heart out.
Magic Gnome is the new Crusher 99.
Yeah.
All right, TP's out from both sides. Painkiller swapping over to Orisa.
Oh, it's the OG. It's the old standby from Nightmare. No one else has really played it, I think, so far in the tournament. We'll see how it works.
Yes, we will. Fortify, spear spin, spear used by Painkiller. Spears away, clears, got another spear spin, but it's not going to survive too long against the beam from Zera. The Stockholm meta coming into full effect for Nightmare. They've had so much practice on it, drilled so heavily against the best teams in the world as well, mind you.
Yeah, and this Orisa even struggling to stay alive here. Seeker with the TP in place, trying to stall for time, but it's not enough.
Yeah, ends up getting taken down by Painkiller, but yeah, look at that. I mean, the Echo is just so dominant in this comp. You got to keep Zera alive, though. No heals, no packs available. Dude, Peace and Zera on these Genjis have looked so good. I wonder if Zera's going to switch over to the Genji now, or if Nightmare are going to contend with this comp and be happy with it. Seeker on the venture. Can he get a kill onto Peace? Oh, Peace. 5th melee kill does the job. There it is. All right, dashes back to the point with the reset, and they find the flip.
Yeah, it's a big fight win for O3 Splash. Gonna be feeling good. Seeker over to the Venture. Was struggling to stay alive on Reaper, frankly, in that comp. So I don't mind the idea of having a little bit more mobility. Reaper also not the best necessarily at shredding through an Orisa, who just doesn't mind that frontal damage, can really tolerate it better than most tanks.
Dude, I love the Venture. I did ask Seeker earlier on today if he's going to play more Venture, and he said maybe. So I'm glad we're seeing a little bit here. Yo! Almost got bursted out, though. Orbital Ray. Orisa's the target. Seeker missing the dash, but it might not matter. Peace unleashing the blade, but cannot get through the healing. He just can't do it. Eventually, after what felt like an eternity, Admiral falls to the Dragon Blade.
I thought that was going to be a pool noodle situation for Genji. Somehow gets through the healing after. I think he had to hit every single slash of the blade.
It was the healing and the rally as well.
Yeah, rally plus Orbital Ray. It is a pretty nasty amount of healing getting through. O3 Splash, though, cruising towards a Koth victory here. So far, the Mauga hasn't really worked this round against O3 Splash. Painkiller has died a couple times, but he's done it for the team, and they've been able to clutch these fights.
Oh, the burst. Oh, the burst is
That's up, and they land on him.
Yeah, straight on top of his head. And Zera, nice little 360 there. Beam kill onto Peace. This is all Nightmare's fight. Ooh.
It's good presence of mind by Zera as well, not copying there. Could have easily copied and stayed alive, but holds on to the ultimate, doesn't need it for that team fight. And then they have more tools going into the next engagement. And with only 72% capped for O3 Splash, Nightmare in a pretty nice spot where even if they do lose the objective, they're gonna have the opportunity for another full team fight. So O3 Splash cannot just dump everything and expect to win the round.
All right, overclock used by Sugu. Tries to reorientate himself. Duplication comes in on to the Orisa. Hanbei's already dead. Free Terror Surge gets launched in. Oh, sorry, that was just a normal Terror Surge there from Painkiller. Taking care of Seeker. Nightmare still handily dealing with this frontline pressure from O3 Blast, though. Or the O3 Splash, my word. Even I'm doing it now.
It's really compelling. It's the classic team names to troll casters in esports tradition.
O3 Splash, O3 Blast, O2 Blast. O2 Blast, the OG.
Cage is a big advantage in this fight, though, with few ultimates on the cards. Yo! Oh, beautiful from Seeker.
The tectonic shot looking so clean. through that doorway. Nightmare now on final fight situation. Nice burst kill too, chasing all the way to the spawn to make every single second matter.
And Clear's just been hanging on to this cage. It's just been that sword of Damocles hanging over the head of O3 Splash. They've been scared to get aggressive into these team fights, and I think they're about to take it to the spawn door here. Cage and Orbital Ray on the cards.
Smart. Very smart presence of mind, but look at the cage, Jake. Just pops out straight from the middle of it. My word. It's like a happy little gopher there, sitting underground, waiting for people to get all locked up in the cage. There's the rally. Peace trying to dash through. No CDs left, and Seeker is just chasing Peace away. And what has been quite an even duel between the two is Seeker on top as Nightmare. They're going to take Oasis.
It was rocky at times, but they get it done, and I think that Venture pick was pretty heads up. The execution, really solid from Clear. I think the Junker Queen, not quite working out on the first map, but they had the confidence they could make it work on the second, and it did pay off. So, well done for them there. Mauga, though, does seem to be still a critical element in this meta, especially with Peace's Genji not far behind.
Man, Peace, he looked so good yesterday. Just so elated as well with the win, of course, with the interview against Nightmare. People have proven they're not gods. They can bleed. They did go down 2 maps of Citrus and then reverse sweep, of course, yesterday. So we'll see if the same can be done here. Xera's Genji as well. I think him and Peace very evenly matched on the Genji role. Of course, we're going to King's Row next, so we'll see if Nightmare want to continue with the Stockholm meta with this Mauga. Because they're obviously switching off pretty early on, like, you know, losing a couple of fights. Like, okay, maybe we should switch up, and it did end up working out. I think Venture's really good right now.
Yeah, some of
very
these indoor
tricky
maps
to kill.
Yeah, some of these indoor maps, I think it combos really well with the Mauga. Kind of that same way we see Genjis get inside the cage and just wreak havoc with their blade. I mean, Venture really wants to get to that same type of engagement. I think played really well as well by Seeker, having the expertise to flex off the core hit scan that he's known for onto the Venture, adds a lot to the team. And for Xera, I think as well, the Echo, how strong he is on that character, really adds a new dimension that's going to be a challenge for Peace, right? Maybe, you know, the Genji mirror comfortable for both players, but if Xera's on the Echo, it's going to become a lot more difficult for Peace to get in there. I mean, that deflect just does not protect you from Echo's focusing beam.
Kings Row up next, upper bracket finals, Nightmare versus O3 Splash. Look at that record too, 11-0 coming into the playoffs. O3 Splash is sitting at a pretty decent 6-5. See what Kings Row has to hold for us.
I would say all bets are off though with the new meta shifts, with like teams trying out new things. You can't overrate what those records mean. I mean, with a new patch coming in and teams trying new strats, like, yeah, the record, it's nice. It's like, yeah, you did well, but it's sort of a new game. I mean, that's the reality of esports. You got to constantly be innovating and staying ahead of the curve. O3 Splash, though, still confident in their strat. I don't think they should give up hope or faith. I think they have looked really good on this. However, for Nightmare, I think there's a chance they could get a real edge with Xera's Echo. I feel that the Echo could end up being stronger in a full mirror here.
Holy monkey with symbols. I did not know that was a... You see this? We do. We do indeed. It's pretty epic. It's pretty epic, Lep. Look how cool I look. What skin is Peace got?
And Seeker back on the Reaper. Still valuing the Reaper here in this matchup. I mean, a lot of potential to get in, especially on the ult trades, right? With that cage, can be super powerful.
Gold gun, Overwatch 2 Reaper. Not quite the OG, but looks clean. TP onto the high ground.
Oh my, clear.
Clear's fine. All good. Seeker with the Wraith form. Ends up getting away. Dude, look at that. Did you see that? Was like a Mauga train. Oh my word. One Mauga chasing up the other with the overrun. Painkiller down though. Nightmare in a good spot. Yeah, Lep 2. All right. Just takes one small Mauga slip up. And it is all over. This is what I really want to see, the Genji 1v1. The Genji head-to-head, Xera versus Peace.
And honestly, as good as the Sojourn has been,
okay.
A little emote. As good as the Sojourn has been all tournament long, we've been really lionizing the Sojourn players so far. But I think Seeker having the confidence to bring out other characters has sometimes looked really strong. And this is a map where Reaper can be devastating. I mean, trying to fight the Mauga 1v1, Reaper's a huge X factor, and that is not supposed to happen. Oh my, he just one-clicked him.
Yeah, yikes. Oh, and Seeker gets another one. Wow, the Reaper guy is really cool. 2 shotguns, very epic.
I mean, Nightmare are experts at this strat, right? They have a lot of experience playing this against some of the best teams in the world, and I doubt O3 Splash have played the matchup against the Reaper nearly
Get
as
his ass. Get his ass.
Oh man, this is going from bad to worse. You can't really be dropping any more kills. Nightmare though, sense that's all they're gonna get.
Okay, okay. Reaper, Death Blossom available now from Seeker. Uh-oh.
This off angle in the subway is gonna be nice. If they don't scout it here, they could push right past him and get smoked by this Death Blossom. Painkiller's gonna have to be so quick on the stun, but it's so unreliable when Reaper's already on top of you.
How vigilant are they? That is the true question.
Is Painkiller gonna check this spot? I mean, it would feel like you should, but will you remember in the heat of the moment here?
Oh, no. Didn't really check for it all too long. They're going to make their move. Orbital Ray, TP into the back. Seeker with the ult. Sugu running for the hills. A nice little Wraith form there to join the rest of the team as the overclock has been launched in by Sugu. Has a nice avenue of attack there that just line of sight onto everybody. Everyone a Nightmare there. Just deciding not to take the fight on the Mega Health Pack. Go back to the point to try and get the cap. And they just, hook, line, and Seeker there for Sugu.
Yeah, nice kite out from O3 Splash, right? This is something we've seen from them in the past too, just having these good reads when the enemy ult comes in. They're all falling back, they're staying alive, and then they turn the fight around with an ultimate of their own. It looks really good there, and they're able to win against the Orbital Ray with only the overclock. That's a really winning trade for O3 Splash. It's just what they need to make the defense.
Oh, Ray comes in. It's going to split the team. Blade's going to get popped. Death Blossom too. Everybody popping all at once. It's a complete ult dump. Zera getting an insane amount of value. A Blade in the cage, and everybody stood still and accepted their fate. Tarnvays, well, look, use your Orbital Ray. You're feeling hella confident, but Nightmare just overwhelmed them with ults and damage.
Yeah, well done by them. It cost them 4 ultimates, but you cap second point. You got 440 on the clock. Now, if you can slow the game down and, just farm up a few ultimates, you're going to be feeling pretty good. I think for O3 Splash, they want to get aggressive. They want to take these fights and get decisive team wipes. But it can be sometimes hard against the Reaper Genji. Not only are they great frontliners, but they're elusive.
No, there's the cage, but Left's already dead. They do kill clear. Admiral dashes into the cage to try and assist the team or try and get some kills. Well, get kills they do. I don't think Zera's going to be able to get out of here. A little bit too much damage, although saying that. Nice little wall climb. Very slippery on the Genji. Zera survives.
And both supports down for O3 Splash. They're going to have to fall back from this corner. So Nightmare, despite losing the fight, they're going to win the objective battle. They're going to start progressing here on King's Row third point. And, I mean, this is the Nightmare we expected to see in the tournament. So clinical.
Oh, no. And they got Orbital Ray as well. Orbital Ray got stunned briefly there, but they're all good. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. Like, absolutely, he's firing like ICBM missiles, bro, out of those guns when he's that close. Look at that. Just insane damage. There's not really much standing against you when you've got those shotguns in the Orbital Ray. And with that, a team kill and 3.5 minutes to go on this last journey.
And Sugu's been quiet on the Sojourn. I mean, the level of aggression Nightmare brings in these fights, they're all hiding, no one's showing, and then they just come over you like a wave. It's so hard to be playing Sojourn here.
Seeker, bro. He's practicing for the new prop hunt next patch. Blade popped by Peace. There's a lot of damage, enough to kill the rallying brig, but Zera's got one as well. Hanbei goes down to the Genji Blade, and now Peace looking for resets. In fact, he's going to get one. Straight up to the high ground as the cage is deployed on the point, and 0.82 meters left to go now for Nightmare to get the cap. Clear is still alive. Cardiac overdrive as he burns down left. The pixel perfect shots there onto the brig. Will he be able to survive? I'm not entirely sure. No cardiac overdrive, but an overrun for the stun. Here comes an orbital ray from Hanbei to try and save the point, and luckily, by the skin of their teeth, O3 Splash managed to save that cart. 0.82 meters for Nightmare to get that cap, but O3 Splash stopped them in their tracks.
Yeah, it's well done from O3 to make that hold and keep the map alive here on defense. However, it does cost them an orbital ray. That's a pretty expensive ult to be deploying to just clean up a little straggler in overtime. So Nightmare gonna have another window to get back into this, and Sugu still hasn't found the opportunity to get this overclock off. I mean, it's easy to criticize, but so difficult to do against this Reaper's Genji, right? There's so much threat on you. It's very hard to get aggressive.
Nice positioning too. See if
we're gonna see a Reaper TP on his face in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see. There it is. Okay, a bit quicker than that, but nice prediction There is the orbital ray on the point. Now Sugu has to try and get an angle. Nice little cage there. Can play this small little corridor. CJ goes down. But unfortunately, Seeker is still alive. An overrun just flattens Lep. Serve him up on Shrove's Tuesday there is Nightmare. End up capping. 1 minute and 36, Jake, in the time bank. O3 Splash. Now it's their chance to attack.
Over a minute. We'll see if O3 Splash can make something happen here on the offense, but I really like the way Nightmare's playing this. I mean, they're really shutting down the Sojourn completely. Almost every team so far in the tournament has been just playing Sojourn, feeling like it's unbeatable, like it's just, you know, lobby admin. We're just both going to play Sojourn and see who's better. And Nightmare's just showing that it may not be necessary, right? If they're able to play cover, play the objective in this way, that something like a Reaper or a Venture that has more frontlining potential could just be more valuable.
Hey, you can still play Venture, yeah. Just saying. Couple of little flank angles.
I've been a fan of the Venture. I'm not sure about starting it on defense. I mean, that might be a little wild and crazy, but okay. On defense, maybe first point, Seeker's still feeling like he can like put more spam damage down, play a little bit slower. Yeah, because maybe you don't want to necessarily be like charging into the enemy spawn on defense. You kind of want to hold your positions, spam out those attackers as they walk up. Curious to see what O3 Splash, if they take the same approach with the Sojourn Genji, that they're gonna have to contend with Zera's Echo though, and that's gonna be the challenge for Peace. Can he get in there? Can he find damage and kills without getting eviscerated by that focusing?
Hanzo and a Widow to start us off. Quick Sonic, quick shot. That'll be it. Yo, is he gonna die? No way.
Uh-oh.
CJ with the lol. Nice bit of free ult charge there. Add that one to the stats as well.
Piece to the far right here. So putting more spam pressure on Nightmare's heroes. Oh, no, back to the Genji. Okay. Likes his odds against the Echo. I mean, it can happen, right? Like, we've seen the Sojourn sometimes shut down the Echo, and then the Genji can really run rampant. Ult fight also pretty strong for the Genji.
Yeah, Seeker's in trouble. Seeker just dies.
Uncharacteristic mistake. Caught out.
I wonder what happened to the. I wonder what happened to Seeker's slide there. Maybe just bonked his little head, maybe on the side, because normally you can slide straight over that gap, but unfortunate, uncharacteristic mistake indeed as Seeker goes down first. Wow, Peace is so annoying.
This is so nice. Getting that harass before the point touch. Nightmare gonna try and go for this though.
Yeah, she's built up so much ult charge, just harassing that front line, like you said. Bit of deflection damage. Still more than happy to take these fights though. Peace, absolute menace. Zera ends up getting taken down. This is going to be a very fast cap for O3 Splash by the looks of it. Yep, there it goes. There goes the Malga. Seeker's back in the action and quickly dealt with. 5 minutes. Damn, O3 Splash with a little speed run on first.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice. And now Seeker's in a tough spot.
PGE
Probably going to hold on to the overclack.
He hit the PGE slide.
Uh-oh. PG's catching strays. He's not even in this game, dog.
I know, bro. This is so sad. My boy PGE doesn't deserve this.
All right, Nightmare. They've been really solid in these close range engagements so far in this series. See if they can continue it here. Getting a stoppage on the card at this point would be pretty valuable, but Peace with the Dragon Blade on the cards.
Oh, wow. Really early Blade. Blade straight to the skies, too. Hits the anime Blade on Zera. Just takes him clean out. Clip the wings. Okay, push here through from Seeker, however. Orbital Ray deployed. O3 Splash. They start off with a bang, but end in a whimper.
Couple trades though. It's a nice late kill on the CJ, who had a very fast orbital ray. I think that was the key there. O3 Splash maybe not expecting orbital ray to be online so fast for CJ. Got a ton of healing on the first point defense. Now Nightmare, maybe they can hold forward here, but there's a couple spawners who may not be quite back to the engagement just yet. Oh my pressure.
Oh. Yeah, Sugu, you gotta run. All right. Yeah, I mean, they've got the combat. They can even do the Genji if they want to. Nightmare have got so many ults, but they still have to be worried about this orbital ray.
Yeah, double support ult, such a threat. An aggressive ray coming in.
Extremely aggro, but look at how many people are affected by it. Yeah, are you investing anything here? If you're Nightmare, they've already used the copy. The cage got deployed too. And even this overclock from Seeker just trying to make a hero play, but quickly cut down. Dumping 3 ults into that fight for 2 support ultimates from O3 Splash. They're going to lose this point too. O3 Splash is trying to play up.
Reaper comes out as well now, so Seeker, you know, not finding the purchase on the Sojourn that he was hoping for on the defense.
Okay, well, they've still got the rally here from Admiral. There you go, instantly popped. Saw the aggression coming in. Hits the stun bash onto Sugu, who is trying to take that Mega Pack. Should be able to hold here, at the very least. No more macaroni love either. This is so sad.
Sojourn is bait, Jack. I'm just convinced now. I'm convinced Sojourn is bait.
No.
It looks so insane when these players bring it out, but then Nightmare just drops it, and their aggression seems so potent, right? Having an extra frontliner makes a world of difference.
Well, Cage is up. Oh, nice double Cage. But Seeker's in there, which is a problem. Cardiac Overdrive, there's the Blade. Peace getting unreal cleave with the Blade. Oh my god. He hits 1 slash. I think they hit like 4 people. Okay, that is how you end a fight.
That'll do it. I mean, the Blade Cage combo has been just almost guaranteed fight wins. If anything, I think Nightmare are kind of happy to just get away with that without popping any ultimates, right? Without wasting anything. They can come back into this next fight and have a more stable engagement with their own cage. And with the Reaper getting inside that cage, I mean, it can really replicate some of that success.
All right, they're going to have a quick reset here, Jake. So, fighting on this corner, very beneficial for them, especially since they have the Ray. And I think O3 Splash know it. They're backing all the way up. Piece is a little bit too far forward, but so is clear by the looks of things. The Cage gets deployed as well as the Ray. Oh, and overcommitted by O3 Splash, but Harvey Exxon going down, deploying his exactly the same time on what looked like O3 Splash all backing out. Maybe a miscomm there by the backline.
Definitely a mistake from Hanbei, right? I think the whole team had kited out. They could have just backed out, wait out the Cage, wait out the Ray, be in a great spot. But Hanbei slipping up there, trying to commit and pop Ray with no one else intending to fight, ends up wasting their best ultimate and really taking what could have been a massive swing and really giving it back to Nightmare, giving them control of this map.
Overclock available from Sugu, just gonna rip it straight away, just shooting at the massive bodies in front of him. Nice little slam from both Malvers, stunning the Briggs briefly, but left. Yeah, he's not long for this world. You saw Abril there the entire time, Jake, just holding shield and marching forward. So no one was really taking damage from that overclock. And now the reset will begin.
It's a nice fight win again, just rally expended. Like Nightmare doing such a good job meeting out their ultimates one by one, and with each fight win, they get in a better control of the series, right? A better control of the map. They have even more to deploy in the next fight. O3 Splash kind of floundering here at the end. Sugu gonna take the Reaper mirror, feels that Seeker might be right, especially on this 3rd point.
Well, Seeker's on this high ground, making it kind of annoying for Peace here. Going around the corner, Peace already half HP. There's the Blade in the sky. Once again, Peace hits the anime Blade. Taking out CJ as he was hovering above everybody else. That was the opening they required. No kills either on the side of Nightmare, so they get completely team wiped. And O3 Splash can make their final push onto this last point.
Great Blade from Peace, man. Finding the Juno is really difficult to do sometimes. Just her movement so hard to catch with that Blade. Finding that kill is massive. O3 Splash looking to close this out with the Orbital Ray and Cage.
Yeah, Orbital Ray from CJ. They're going to deploy the Cage first. Here comes the Orbital Ray from both sides. Clear under a lot of pressure. Deflection coming through from Peace, but it's all Zera all day. There it is. I mean, these fights, Jake, they are confined to like a 4x4 grid. And it is all on the AoE. And just so happens, the Blade's pretty good at dealing a lot of that damage.
Yeah, having everybody stacked up and Genji just farming you for dash resets is pretty terrifying. Especially, right, you consider Genji gets that aura from Mauga and think, I mean, probably every Blade slash is just getting him max HP over and over and over again. He's just unkillable.
It's kind of ridiculous. Cage deployed. Seeker turning his attention. Death Blossom, though, from Sugu. Hits a few. And Lep is able to finish everybody else off. They require under 60 seconds here. Or under a minute, sorry, but they're not going to get it.
They're touching.
And there's the rally. Yeah. Wow. Amazing stuff from O3 Splash. 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the time bank for Nightmare. A single minute for O3 Splash as they finish with time. Because if they didn't, it would have been a free attack for Nightmare.
it's a big fight win, right? Like just even getting a little bit more stall there for Nightmare would have been enough to secure them, you know, a win or a draw. But now O3 still have a chance to even up the series at 1-1, which would be pretty big for them. I think going down 2-0 against a team like Nightmare is not the position you want to be in with so many back-to-back potential maps coming down the pipe in the series. You really want to be equalizing here on Kings Row in a map where you've already shown you can compete. Curious to see the Sojourn versus Reaper choice now as the series progresses. I think Seeker has kind of set the tone. Sugu did follow, but first point does feel like a Sojourn point, just, you know, like on first glance. Seeing the meta evolve before our very eyes here, Jack.
Well, I will say, if it does, you know, trend towards Mauga again, I will be a little upset, but, you know, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to jump the gun.
Oh boy, Malgarether. I'll settle for a Venture. I'll settle for a Sojourn.
Yeah,
I'm
if it's like other DPS, you know, rather than the shooty shotgun man, like, I'm down. I like this. You see, I like this defense here from Nightmare. Soj, Genji, very epic. It looks like they're going to match too. Mirror on each side.
Seeker might play a little bit safer this time around. Learn from his mistakes.
Yeah, no more PG slide. This is so sad. Pieces Genji has really just been lights out too. A phenomenal performance thus far over the last couple of days. Look at this aggression though coming through from Nightmare. A beautiful slam from Clear, just taking it to him. And especially with the amount of time that they did have, taking these early fights is so beneficial. They lose two though, Jake. Seeker and Amble do end up going down, but they push them all the way to the ropes. 17 seconds to go.
Not a bad trade though. Nightmare spawn is very far away. They're going to be down some numbers. Power play for O3 Splash, and I think an opportunity for them to cap the point. Nightmare has to be very careful with their resources here. Don't want to get too low. Definitely cannot get picked off in this spot.
They can fight early though, Jake. Despite it being OT, they could try and go for this one again. Only one tick acquired here. Looks like Admiral scored out completely. In fact, oh yeah, Peace just eliminates Admiral just like that. Seeker even this one up. 4v4. Peace looking for his next target. Mauga in the front lines. Nice bit of deflection damage there.
Oh,
There's going to be an orbital ray deploy though. And as soon as you pop that, you know the fight's pretty much done. And Zera cleans him up with a blade. Nothing they can do. And that is where the push will stop. 75.6% for O3 Splash.
It's winnable for sure, right? Like in the end, this is, you know, sometimes 75% is about as good as getting the full cap on first point. Nightmare got their work cut out for them here. Have to deliver a solid offense. But last time, remember this attack, they looked really good. They, you know, they did some rotations, they start forcing the point, and there just wasn't an ability for O3 Splash to hold on to the objective. The Reaper was just too big of a threat, and the Sojourn on defense proved ineffective. Proved it couldn't get quite enough done, couldn't find any opening picks. And that threat of the Reaper Genji, like TPing plus Genji dashing on you, is pretty scary playing Sojourn here.
What am I going to opt for then? Same thing from O3 Splash.
I mean, this is their bread and butter. To switch off now, maybe it's too early, too soon. But right. I feel that this Reaper and the Venture, Seekers, Flex picks have really, you know, it's a reason that Nightmare is one of the best teams, right? That they have more than one look. They're great on the core hit scan. Like this, if the Sojourn is meta, it's not a problem for Nightmare. But if they feel like there's a bigger advantage to be gained bringing out a Reaper or a Venture and really turning up the aggression, they'll absolutely do that.
Let's see if there's any changes from Nightmare. They've got a chance to change their comp, of course. 227 is quite the time bank. Knowing you only need, what, 76%, we'll call it.
It's comfortable. Definitely have a couple options. You're going to have, like, at least one good old fight.
Exactly. And the old fights is where a lot of the time they've come out on top. I mean, Zera, you talk about Pieces blades all day long, but Zera's blades, too, have been unbelievably impactful.
This is big from Zera here, clearing out the flank from the enemy Genji. Seeker may be a target for aggression, but because there's no Genji on the flank, there's no follow-up.
Yep, 0. Both cardiac overdrives popped by the Maugas. They just look at each other longingly. Sugu low in the front lines, or in the back line, sorry, dies to the disrupt shot. And here comes the reset here from Zera. Lep ends up getting traded there. Admiral ends up going down, means there's a little less healing there for Nightmare, but it's just going to be a reset fest here for Zera. And he's got VIP tickets to it. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. And where's the extra touch? It's only the Brig. Lep jumps on the point, but it's not enough. There's Nightmare taking the wing on King's Row. And they're going to find themselves in match point. One more map away, Jake, from getting themselves a grand finals place.
Yeah, and they can taste it. I mean, this is a team that almost certainly expects themselves to be in the grand finals, making that 3-2 against Citrus look like an aberration. They've come back so strong here and only seeming to gain momentum as the series progresses.
Yeah, one more map to go, and it will be who's really surprised? Runasapi up next, which could lead to a lot of comp variety too. I want to see if Clear ends up going away from the Mauga. We didn't see him too much on it at the start of this series. Actually, no, that's a lie. It was the other way around. Painkiller was the Mauga, and then yeah, Clear was on the Mauga for initially, and then ended up switching off, trying other things, experimenting a little bit. We'll see if Runasapi is going to lead to the same thing. We expect Painkiller to kind of play the Mauga, kind of what they've done throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, there's an option to play the Queen, but you know, at this point in the series, you're up 2-0. Like, honestly, if I'm Nightmare, I'm just taking this mirror match. I'm playing with total confidence, executing a little bit better on the edge. I mean, and as good as Peace has been this tournament, as much as we highlighted him in the last series they played, I mean, he was phenomenal. This is Zero we're talking about. I think it's fair to say this is the best flex DPS in NA. Maybe him and Sugar Free right now for me are like the two players you would consider for that title. And so, yeah, Peace trying to contend with that, but he doesn't look like the obvious star in this game. Up next is Zero, right? Like the fight is much more difficult, much more threatening. Both Genjis having big moments here.
All right, let's get into the third map then. Nightmare versus O3 Splash. Going to map 5, maybe? I mean, we did see Nightmare go all the way last time against Citrus Nation, although it was a reverse sweep. Let's see if O3 Splash can start their journey on Runasapi.
Yeah, and Clear has also been acquitting himself well. I mean, I was questioning right? Like having Clear come into the lineup. This is a new look for Nightmare. Like, what's up? Why are they changing things at this moment? But he comes in, he plays really well, going toe-to-toe with Painkiller, who for me has been pretty much the best Mauga I've seen in this tournament. Has looked really good on the stomps, really good on his execution. Going toe-to-toe with Painkiller, you know, I think speaks volumes about Clear, about, you know, despite not always starting on this team, usually it's infected. Clear, I mean, to have a player this good on your bench is something that we usually only see from the best teams in the world.
All right, they're going to roll out, and yeah, mirror comps from each side. So, no Venture here. We did see Seeker play Venture here yesterday. Just happy taking the mirror, like you said. Full confidence knowing that you can maybe execute a little bit better. Get better position, get better fights off.
You got to believe in yourself if you're Nightmare. You know, these are all comfort heroes. Everybody's feeling good. Looks like Peace maybe getting the better of this initial trade for the flank. But both Genjis dueling here on this side angle.
Oh, I mean, Painkiller is in such a rough spot. Doesn't end up popping that cardiac overdrive, finding targets, trying to heal himself up. Oh, gonna be taken down though. They've just hounded. You see the focus fire from both teams. Very different. Painkiller for Nightmare is enemy number 1. As soon as you remove that Mauga, you remove obviously your front line, but also a little bit of sustain too. That cardiac overdrive can't be understated with how much healing is required for the amount of focus fire damage coming through.
Man, it's crazy the level the Genjis are at these days. Like, I mean, Zero's on like sub 100 HP, and he just keeps going in. He knows the moment you take your foot off the gas, things could turn against you and your teammates, so everybody's willing to put their body on the line and really commit to these trades. Oh, Peace.
Okay, Peace is good. He's chilling. He's chilling. All right, we'll see how this fight on this corner goes. Again, it's going to be a dry fight, at least for the time. Sarah's so close to this blade already. 15%. Peace is pushing all the way up. Force use deflect. Cardiac overdrive pop by both Maugas. Good positioning from Zera there. A lot of that damage was coming out. It was actually reflected straight back at him. Peace dashing away. Now, O3 Splash, they're split. Orbital Ray ends up coming in. Painkiller with the stomp. Doesn't land the stun, but Zera pops the blade on the high ground. Army's going to be his first target, but now switching straight towards Sugu. Hits the reflect straight in his face, and that increased damage from both the Genji and the Sojourn just results in an instant deflect kill.
Yeah, that's pretty bonkers damage coming out, and that's going to be a cap for Nightmare. And ults traded down. A really, really great spot to be in. Blade was used for Zera, so that's the advantage for O3 Splash coming into the ultimate fight. But Seeker's got open season here with this overclock. A nice big opportunity. Enemy's going to have to push into him. This could be a big moment for the OC.
Well, there's the overclock from both Sojourns, just trying to line each other up. Seeker already takes a body shot defensively, having to slide away, but this cage is going to be quite annoying to deal with for O3 Splash. Everybody's just trying to get in there, help the rest of the team. But that cage separating and basically nullifying the Sojourn's damage there on O3 Splash's side. A quick team kill for Nightmare.
Yeah, it's just what they wanted. And I mean, you have to imagine O3 Splash with this cage played, right? Like, this has been decisive for them so many times. You gotta expect that they're gonna be able to get a nice cleanup here. But Nightmare are pretty happy to be, I mean, having no ultimates, everybody can just be farming them up. If this fight takes any time at all, it's gonna be a win for Nightmare.
Hey,
that's a huge, oh my!
What a charge in! An overrun stun onto Painkiller, couldn't even get the cage out. So their bread and butter just thrown to the floor, butter side up, as Nightmare now push on to this final point. There's no way O3 Splash, surely there's no way O3 Splash lose this fight. They have the combo.
I mean, they gotta get it off though, right? Like, Clear is not scared to pull the trigger first, even without ultimates behind him. Nightmare playing with a lot of confidence. And Cage is dodged!
God, the cage dodge, the overrun through it.
Zera?
Well, they end up getting Zera at the very least, so baited, I guess.
You got to get out of your Nightmare. You don't want to fight down one, especially against this Reaper. With no
Seeker.
Genji, you have no front line, but the Reaper got destroyed.
Okay, Sugu went for the TP in front of Seeker, and they just blasted him. Well, there's the blade. Pop, Seeker the target. Oh, he can't quite land the last slash. Eventually gets it, but is stunned up. Another reset dash back as Peace gets out alive, but same can't be said for the rest of the team as Zera lands a double on the backliners. Nightmare, Jake, they are taking over this one. 136 meters to 0 currently. It's not over just yet. 6 minutes to go, but it's looking pretty bad.
I mean, the Reaper comp doesn't look nearly as practiced for O3 Splash, right? Like, I mean, Nightmare are super experienced playing the Reaper. They've just come off Stockholm, having a ton of practice, bringing the hero into this composition. They're very comfortable here, and I don't know if you can say the same for Sugu. I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. Almost certainly without practicing this, it's really rough to be making an adaptation this deep into the series.
Orbital Ray, there's the blade coming through from Zera, targeting that brig, gets two slashes off the rallying brig. And yep, this might just be a full cap, Jake. A second one we've seen today. It wasn't quite the fastest, but oh boy, was it a good one. 5 minutes left in the time bank here for Nightmare to play with. An overrun onto the point. I want to speak too soon, but the focus fire might just be a little too powerful here for Nightmare. Jake, this is it, my friend.
Yeah, this is looking over. Nightmare with a statement victory,
just
booking their ticket here to the grand finals with a full cap on Runasapi.
What?
I mean, Zera, this is a statement game from Zera as well on the Genji, having a huge performance on the Flex DPS. Cannot take anything away from Peace, who had his big moments.
Well, I think that's deflect in time, bro. I was like,
I wanted some cool ass clip where I dodge the cage, then we go back in and win the fight. You know what I mean? But
I'm just brain dead.
What's up, guys?
Womp womp.
oh my god,
Did you guys expect that series to be so dominant? It's Jake. I'm in your comms.
Oh, it's all good.
obviously. Welcome.
What up, Jake?
Yeah.
You guys knew, obviously. All right, respect.
I missed hearing "Hey, it's Jake." I'm in your comms.
It's been a while.
That's how you know it's a good day.
You're bringing it back. You're bringing it back.
Guys, you look absolutely dominant. Like Zera, Jake was saying, obviously you're one of the best flex DPS in the region. You know, alongside Sugar Free, you looked absolutely ridiculous. Seeker, you hit the PGE slide. A little embarrassing, but hey, is what it is. I mean,
Damn.
you guys look
I'm old,
unbelievable. Like going into the finals, maybe 8. Who do you want to face? Is there anybody that can really take you guys down? Because that looked like a completely different game compared to yesterday.
What teams are left?
I think EXO,
good question.
I want to play Avidity.
I wanna play Avidity. I'm good friends with Bun, so
We wanna beat
play
Bun.
with Bun. Yeah.
You want to beat Bud?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be good to see them make the finals.
Right on. Well, I'll be rooting for Bun, just saying. Other than that, though, I do want to... Oh, I'm muted in Discord. Hold on. 2 seconds. There we go.
There we go.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Today, obviously, a very dominant showing. Yesterday, it seemed like you had a bit of a slower start against Citrus Nation. Can you walk us through what was going on there? Were you just trying things out, or?
I think after Stockholm, we had we had a bit of a break. Let's start the scrims, and when we started scrimming again and experimenting, we found out Orisa was going to be pretty good, I think. So we experimented a lot with Zarya and Queen, and we had good success on it in scrims. But I think Citrus, they just played really well. So we had a pretty bad start to the series.
There was a point in time where me and Admiral were sitting in VC discussing the meta for hours upon end, but it honestly felt like we were in a time chamber because it really didn't feel that long. And then we thought that Zarya would be meta, right? But then when we go into the Citrus match, it was kind of like the Avengers where Doctor Strange found the one scenario where Thanos would win, and that was the 2 maps that Citrus won. But then we went back in time in the end game and saved everyone by putting Infected in on Orisa.
Love a good storyline. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're gonna let you celebrate, and we're gonna see you guys again very, very soon. Once again, congratulations on the dub. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll be back in the comm soon.
That's right. It's always a good day if Jake is in your comms. It's also always a good day when we get to see Zero slicing and dicing like this is some sort of Fruit Ninja simulation. Player of the match, well deserved for this Genji player.
Dude, he is so sick. Like,
It's
it
great
is
to see him on a
crazy.
Genji meta. Like, it
Yes.
really is. Such a
It was
flashy
so
character.
It's been so nice seeing like Genji's pop off. Obviously, we saw a lot of Peace yesterday, and it was the matchup I was really hyped for was Peace versus Zera.
Yeah.
Peace had some phenomenal plays in this series, but Zera's neutral game too is just disgusting. Like the knife says that you play on Genji and the combos that you can hit, Zera makes it look easy. Like 200 HP targets or like 250 or whatever they are now. Like one comboing as a Genji feels so good, and he's so clean with it, and it looks like nothing to him. It looks like every day in the office. I mean, look at that. 100 limbs, 20
5
deaths.
AD. That's dirty. That's dirty
Messed
stuff.
up. That's
on the
messed
Genji.
up from him.
That is. And I mean, they went up against a very strong team, right? Like O3 Splash. They're no slouches. They came really, really far in this tournament. They've shown us a lot of good looks as well. How will they fare in the lower bracket, you guys think?
Or
I think O3 Splash could easily come back and
Yes.
you know, rematch in the grand finals. Like, so many teams they've looked really, really good against, look really rock solid. And so honestly, I think if anything, this just shows, you know, the level Nightmare's on right now. That they, you know, maybe Citrus got the better for them. They found the adaptation to win that series. They come in with full confidence against O3 Splash and decisively win here.
yeah, I mean, they've already beaten Ex-Oblivione, a 3-0. That was in the upper bracket semis. So if they face them again, I mean, surely it's just a repeat of what happened last time. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. And that was the that was another completion, right? That was the 144-0 on Aruna Sapi. A pretty decisive victory for O3 Splash. So I don't think they really mind who they're going to face, to be honest. And it would be cool to see another rematch in the finals, O3 Splash versus Nightmare.
Yeah, we love a good rematch. Makes for easy storylines, makes our job so much easier. For now, we're heading into a very quick break, and then afterwards, we are back with the semifinals in the lower bracket to decide who has the utmost pleasure of going up against O3